What's up, everyone? I'm back at y'all with another video. Now, for this one, I'm reviewing Toy Story 5. Now, the Toy Story franchise means a lot to me. I grew up with this franchise. I love every single film within this franchise. There hasn't been not one bad Toy Story film yet, in my opinion. So, what did I think of Toy Story 5? I'm going to try to keep this spoiler free because there's a lot to talk about, but I'm just gonna keep it spoiler free because there's so much that happens in this movie that I do not want to give away. Those of y'all that have not watched this film. Now, this movie is really good. There's a lot of emotional scenes in this film. This film has a good story, and this film kind of focuses on Jessie, the cowgirl. This is pretty much her film. And of course, when you're doing a franchise, you got to do something a little different. And the Toy Story franchise, for the most part, is good at doing something a little different with each film. Each film has a different message and everything else. Now, this film is pretty much Jessie's story. And there was a lot of emotional scenes that got me choked up, that I was like, whoa, you know? And the animation is good. And I like how they explore AI. You know, they, like in the film, they try not to make it seem like AI was this, like, was too much of a villain, you know? Which is, I do appreciate that. Because sometimes AI can be bad. Like using it too much, AI could just be terrible. And stuff like that. But yeah, what I'll say, this movie is great. I enjoyed this film quite a bit. And yeah, as much as I enjoy Toy Story 4, I feel like this film is better than Toy Story 4. I felt like this film feels like it's on par with 1, 2, and 3. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, masterpieces and stuff like that. But Toy Story 4 is still good. But this one, I feel like it's better than Toy Story 4, in my opinion. And so, yeah. And, of course, what I love about the whole entire Toy Story franchise is they're all about character development. They're all about creating great stories and great character arcs and all that stuff. That's what's so good about the Toy Story franchise. And what I also appreciate in this film is the human characters. Like, this film is the human character's story just as much as it is the toys story. So that's what's so cool about this film as well. And the only problem I had with it was, like, at the first few minutes, I was like, where is this film going? You know, I know a lot of y'all probably hear that in a lot of other reviews. Like, where's this film going? You know, because, like, the first 20 minutes of the film, I was like, where's this film headed to, right? But I still enjoyed the opening for what it is. I still enjoyed the first 20 minutes for what it is. But as the film went on, the movie kept getting better and better and better and more emotional and more emotional. So, yeah, overall, I enjoyed this film. The soundtrack was good. The animation was good. All of that stuff. And, of course, I don't think no other Toy Story movie will touch Toy Story 3. Because Toy Story 3 is the perfect Toy Story film. It has everything. Lotso is like the greatest villain in the entire Toy Story franchise, as far as I'm concerned. But let's get back to Toy Story 5. Toy Story 5 was very well done. They did not miss a beat, like, within the Toy Story franchise. If you love the franchise of Toy Story, you'll love this film. I grew up with this franchise, and I'm proud to say this film was really good in my opinion. And I will buy it as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. I will buy this film. I really did enjoy this film. So, if I had to rate this movie, what would I give it? Because I really did enjoy this movie quite a bit. I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I'll give this film an 8.5 out of 10. This film deserves it. 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good movie. So yeah. The Toy Story franchise is freaking incredible. And without giving too much away, there are 2 post-credit scenes. But the first post-credit scene was the best post-credit scene in Toy Story 5. And this is the only scene I would spoil. So if y'all don't want to find out, it's y'all's chance to click off this video. 3, 2, 1. I'm only going to spoil the end credit scene. That first end credit scene. Now, they kind of set up that if they wanted to, they could do a Toy Story 6. And stuff like that. And Zurg shows up in one of the end credit scenes. And you never know, he might be the main villain come like in the 6th film. Or so. You never know. We don't know what's going to happen in the 6th movie. And wouldn't it be awesome if they brought back Lotso? Lotso is the greatest villain. One of the greatest villains, not just in Toy Story, but one of the greatest villains ever. Like, Lotso was an evil. He was like the evilest villain in the Toy Story franchise. And I felt like the villains eventually in the Toy Story franchise started becoming good by the end of the film. You know, it's like these last few villains in the Toy Story franchise wasn't super evil. You know, the villains in Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 were evil. Like Sid. You know, he killed some of his toys. And, you know, the Prospector in Toy Story 2. And Lotso in Toy Story 3. Like, those are some of the greatest villains in cinematic history. Now, Toy Story 4, the villain wasn't really a villain, but she was a villain, but not really, you know. Same with Toy Story 5, without spoiling too much. The villain was a villain, not really a villain. You'll find out by the end of that film. So, yeah, Toy Story 5, great film. I will watch it again soon as it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. So yeah, that's it for this video. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share. Also hit the bell so you know when the videos uploaded. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I guess I'm out. Peace.